Peace and blessings, God's people. I'm the Royal Priest Meshach coming to you on another blessed day. And I'm honored to have a word for you on today. And the word is, I create all things new. In this great season, our New Heaven Passover season that we're celebrating in the month of October, we realize through the great words of our great prophet, he brings to us the ideal and the principles of a new heaven and a new earth. And many of us believe that the new heaven, new earth will only become manifested or happen at the end of the age or the end of a system, which it is true. It is the end of an age and it's the end of a system, or some even believe the end of the world. But I want you to know that end of the world or the end of a system is when all things come to an end and something new is created. I want to give you a word today, and this is my message for you, that you have to understand that we have a great word in I am that I am God. I am that I am God has sent us into the world to tell mankind that you can make all things new through the power of the one that sits upon the throne. In the book of Revelations, the 21st chapter and the 5th verse, it speaks of the one who sits upon the throne that will make all things new. And his word is true as well as faithful. And today, I am that I am God has charged us to go and transform first ourselves. When we transform ourselves and realize that we have the gift of God that dwells in us to make all things new. I want you to know, God's people, you have the ability to transform this world. Most of all, transform oneself. Transformation is not always easy, but it is a necessity for us to walk into the oneness and the spirituality of our Creator. It is a charge that we must take upon ourselves. Now, the neighbor next to you and those who you love and those that you may desire to see transform may not transform with you. But if you start with self and become into the awareness of the I am God that dwells in you, you can see a great change. So what does it mean to create all things new? Well, many times I often say, people, the world is not going nowhere. No, the world's not going nowhere. If anything, you and I are going somewhere, but the world is often changing. Some say for the worse, and people feel that way today because of the political climate, the environment, and the so-called, well, I'm not going to say so-called, but the global warming, all the things, all the diverse things we may hear. Let me say it that way. All the diverse things you may hear. But we want you to understand we serve a God. Our God is faithful and our God is true. And our God has never forsaken us nor even left us alone. Why? Because the great I am that I am God is life eternal. And as long as there's people, there's always a chance for us to make a difference. So I want you to understand, what can you do and what are you doing to create something new? Well, we have to first start with the reality that we are in. Look at your life and ask yourself, how's my life going? Do you like the outcome of where things are going? You have to take responsibility. The great I am that I am God sent his son, the Messiah, to teach us the way back to the Father. And where's the Father? In you and I. And if we understand that the Father will help us along the journey, we are more blessed than we can imagine. In this New Heaven Passover season, what I love about it is that because we often reflect, our old heaven Passover is two dynamics. The Passover we just celebrated in July, and you said, man, y'all back again with another Passover? Well, we call this the new heaven. We call the Passover in July the old heaven. Now, it's not that it just is old by nature, but it just means that the Passover that we celebrate in the first is about us coming out of, right? It's about a deliverance. It's about God remembering the people and bringing them out and taking them into a place. The new heaven Passover for you and I is about us coming into a place we can call our own. See, one is coming out of and one is entering into. Now, as we enter into the new heaven, we are promised how the land should look. The land should prosper. The land should be in abundance. The land should have everything we need. See, the new heaven and the new earth, we have to realize everything is made new. Now, newness does not always represent the fact that we say we're going to see a new earth. But what newness means is new life and new regeneration. And so as the earth is transforming, and it can be transformed, when we understand we have the power to help transform the world, we also transform ourselves. So today, God's people, as we move into this new heaven season, I want you to know you can be transformed. and you can be renewed in your mind and create the world that you want to see. Yeah, be a co-worker with the great I am that I'm God. How do you want your life to be? How do you want this reality to be manifested? And I want you to know you can do it today, because God has emboldened us with the spirit of the Holy Spirit that will lead us and guide us into all truths. So as you walk into truth, as you walk into understanding, as you walk into wisdom, you all stay encouraged and keep your mind on I am that I am God through this great season. This is the blessed season for the Coptic faith. Yes, it's the blessed season. It's a holy season. It's a righteous season. It's a season of us coming into as we come out of. And I pray you follow. I pray you continue to listen. And would you do this for the priests? Can you share the videos? This is my format. I love coming on and sharing these words of wisdom and words of understanding that someone may get a blessing. And we never can go without giving great honor to the great I am that I am God. And not only that, to my foundation, under the King Melchizedek, and to not only that, my great King Peter, 365 degrees, to pure Queen Priscilla, pure Queen Shulamite, to his wife, the Kennedy Queen Captain, to my teacher, the Mother Ambassador Rebecca. And we give a great honor to our great Queen, the Kennedy Rachel. So you, God's people, you stay encouraged. Keep your mind focused on the prize, and may you walk into the things that you seek in the new heaven. Say to yourself, I create, I create, I create, and I create in the name of I am that I am God, that all things may be manifested. May God bless you and have a smile upon you until we meet again. Remember, wisdom is a principal thing, and not all that getting, get a understanding.